Beautiful look at the Allegheny Mountains and the beautiful Greenbrier Resort here in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. And as the camera moves in, a beautiful look at center court Creekside as we get you set for match number 3 of the day. It's the Vegas Rollers taking on the Springfield Lasers, the defending champion taking on last year's expansion team. Hi, everybody. I'm Nick Gismondi. Glad to have you with us here on ESPN Plus. Match number 3 of 4 on the day. Coming up in just a few moments here. The temperature heating up a little bit, but the good news is the sky is clear, and knock on some wood, it doesn't look like we'll have any weather affecting anything later on today. But it is West Virginia, so you know what? Give it 5 minutes. It could change. I did mention we've had some other matches today. Let's take a look at the results and the rest of the schedule. So the Philadelphia Freedoms taking on Washington, and the Castles fall again, 25-17, a victory for the Freedoms. That new expansion team, Chicago, really starting to heat up. They defeat the Empire 22-21. Vegas and Springfield coming at you right now, and then we will close the evening off, San Diego and Orlando. That coming up at 7 Eastern time. Let's take a look back at last night. It was our first time going inside, and it was also Springfield's first victory of the season. This is match point. Well executed, and Springfield picks up their first win of the season. They are now 1-2. So when you take a look at the standings, the Freedoms and Chicago smash atop of everything with the 2-2 Castles and Rollers still inside the playoffs right now. We've got your win percentage there, and obviously every point, every single match counts. You see that really starting to come into play. And a big day today, our first 4-match day of the year, as I said earlier. That is where we're really going to start to see some movement in the standings and really going to start to see these athletes tested, especially in this West Virginia heat as things continue to literally and figuratively heat up here in the West Virginia sun. Well, obviously, we've got some fun stuff coming up for you today, and it's time to get you to the 2 very capable guys calling this one. Jason Knapp and Nico Pereira ready on the call. Boys?
Nick, thanks. You know, doubles is great because you're never quite sure what you're going to get, and it should be especially fun in men's doubles because we've got 4 guys who have probably seen it all and done it all because they've played in a lot of matches, Nico. 4 Grand Slam champions we get to watch today.
Yeah, the Bryan brothers, we all know what that brings, but Jean-Julien Roger and Robert Lindstedt, they played together before, so we have 4 veterans to start this one off, and it should be a good one. We've had some fantastic matches. We had our first super tiebreak that we just enjoyed, and it can only get better. I think this is the right way to start. Captain John Lafney de Jager choosing that one, and I think it's the right one to go with. I think he knows something. He's won the last 2 World Team Tennis Championships with his team. So look ready, be ready, because the Bryan brothers are coming on.
And we don't have to wait long to see that fantastic foursome. They are out of the blocks right away. We'll start with men's doubles. The brothers Bryan against Lindstedt and Roger. It's straight ahead here from the Greenbrier.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the order of play as determined by the home team, and for this match, it's designated as Springfield. We'll begin play with men's doubles. The second set will be women's doubles. Set number 3, men's singles. The 4th set will be women's singles, and the 5th set is mixed doubles. Again, men's doubles to start. Women's doubles is second. The 3rd set, men's singles. The 4th set is women's singles, and the 5th set is mixed doubles. Minutes. The official court surface of World Team Tennis is manufactured by Hartrue, the world's largest and most complete supplier of high-quality tennis court surfaces, equipment, and accessories. Also, Wilson Sporting Goods, the official partner of World Team Tennis. Visit wilson.com to see the latest frames used by the likes of Roger Federer, Serena Williams, and more. Wilson, #1 in tennis. For those that are new to World Team Tennis, we play 5 sets, men's and women's singles, men's and women's doubles, and mixed doubles. Each game is no added scoring, so when it's deuce, it's receiver's choice. If it's mixed doubles, we'll serve gender to gender. Lets are good. We have Hawkeye also for replays. Our chair umpire, Andre Lalius, has the right to overrule and ask for a replay as well. Remember, every game counts towards the total score. 1 minute throughout the match. But first, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the players for set number 1, which will feature men's doubles.
World Team Tennis is brought to you by Geico. Did you know that Geico is now offering an extra 15% credit on car insurance? That's on top of what Geico could already save you. Visit geico.com to learn more. By the Greenbrier Valley in West Virginia, home to scenic trails and quiet rivers, friendly mountain towns, and America's resort, the Greenbrier. And by DraftKings. Download the DraftKings app and use promo code WTT to play free for thousands of dollars in prizes this season.
A look at the gorgeous Greenbrier here in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. Over 11,000 acres of fun, relaxation, and for these 3 weeks, Top Flight Tennis hosting the entirety of the 2020 World Team Tennis season. Ready to go here, men's doubles, Ting Blenkiron and the Vegas Rollers ready to go against the Springfield Lasers. Our Wilson order of play. And again, touching on the ability for the home coach to set the lineup. In this case, Nico, that's Springfield. The Bryans, Tim Blenkiron's been putting them in the cleanup spot a lot, but now they'll play first here, and we'll get to see Monica Puig, the Olympic gold medalist, go a little bit later on.
Lineup we have with Vegas and Springfield, the 2-time champions, the Lasers, with Jean-Julien Roger and Robert Lindstedt, not as well known as the Bryants, but Jean-Julien and Lindstedt have played together in the past, and they're very, very experienced. These 2 teams know each other very well.
Again, men and women playing together on the same team. We'll have 5 sets of tennis, 2 in singles, 3 overall in doubles. First to 5 in a set wins. If they're tied at 4 games apiece, we have a tiebreaker. It moves fast, no ad scoring. And at the end of things, when all is said and done, the team with the most games takes the match. Springfield with a record of 1-2, and Vegas at 2-2. Robert Lindstedt opening the serve for the Lasers.
Roger has very quick hands at the net. He used to play singles at the beginning of his professional career, opted just to specialize in doubles about 6-8 years ago. Wimbledon champion with Oria Tecau, one of the best in the business. Goes by JJ. That's awesome. Overhead from the backcourt by Lindstedt. And Jean-Julien is from Curacao, but he was recruited by the Netherlands and has been playing Davis Cup for them for the last few years.
His 4th season of team tennis with Springfield. And Lindstedt, like Rogier, a Grand Slam champion, won the Australian in 2014 with Lucas Kubat. And an ace from Lindstedt, who was an absolute monster in the playoffs last year, was the finals MVP. 43 years of age, like the Bryans, above 40 and still delivering at a high level.
Runner-up in the Wimbledon at mixed doubles, as well as in the doubles in 2012. Actually been runner-up in Wimbledon men's doubles 3 times, 2010 through 2012. Oh yeah. Robert is one of those guys that has gotten fitter with time, improved his movement. Plans to play for a long, long time.
Talked to him in the past about how long do you think you want to play, and he said, look, I'm 40 plus, I'm playing tennis, having fun, keep going as long as you can. And with serving like that, you'll continue to perform at an elite level. A look at Robert Lindstedt. We talked about some of those career titles, including the majors, 23 overall. Nico, 13 straight years he's won at least one title. You stay on the tour just for 13 years. That's an accomplishment.
Yes, it is.
And the Bryan brothers, well, as far as doubles goes, there have been no better in securing overall titles. In the Open era, 119 overall, picked up the latest in Delray Beach earlier this year. They're 6th just alone at that event.
They love playing in Delray, and they go year after year. And here we see Bob's numbers at 42, a little taller than his brother in his 18th season here at World Team Tennis.
16 Grand Slams together. Mike picking up an additional 2 with Jack Sock in the men's game when Bob was sidelined with the hip issues a couple of years ago.
We're going to see a lot of that in this set. A lot of quick volleys, good reflexes. Quick points. Don't expect to see many rallies from the back.
Hold at love for Bob Bryan, 1-all. Early on here in the opening set, Springfield and Vegas. Man, just a few of those would be nice. It looks a little excessive at times, doesn't it?
If we start talking about the Bryan's resume, we will not be able to see the match. Look at that. 6 times champions in Australia, twice on the clay in Paris, 3 at the championships and the US Open.
Olympic gold as well. The original thought was 2020 would be their swan song. Could still be the case. They said they're going to play these 3 weeks of World Team Tennis and see where they're at.
They've been saying that they'll see where they're at for the past 4 or 5 years, and they keep winning slams, and it's just incredible. It's a miracle that Bob was able to come back too with that hip surgery and play so well, and actually opt to be able to compete for those Grand Slam titles. It's just fantastic.
Bob actually was hurt in 2018 and tried to play World Team Tennis for the Washington Castles a couple of years ago, but just knew something wasn't right and finally shut it down. And had the surgery after that. There's a look at JJ, as you call him, Roger, 38 years of age. It's not often anymore in his career he's the youngest player on the court.
He'll be happy to hear that. Now, here's a guy that is obsessed with physical fitness at 38. He is ready to play another 8 years, he told me. He likes it. You know, he spent the last 3 months in Curacao with his fiancée. Said it was tough to leave home, but he's happy to be back competing. Not a huge server. Roger Lindstedt will be the hardest server of the two, but at the net, I mean, there are not many people that have the hands that Jean-Julien has. Good job here by Mike Bryan defending, and ends up getting the mistake by Lindstedt.
And a double from Rozier. So now, break opportunities for the Bryans. Mike and Bob lost their last matchup to Orange County yesterday. Stevie Johnson, Austin Krychek beat him 5-2. Part of that loss, 25-13 last time out for the Rollers to the Breakers.
That's a good away for Lindstedt.
You heard Nick Gismondi tell you the start of our broadcast here. Springfield started its match outside against Washington, then thunderstorms moved them to the inside court just a couple hundred yards up the road here, and they were able to finish things off. It was Lindstedt and Rozier who were in the middle of playing their set when they had to make the switch. They won the final game for a 5-2 win in their set.
Good deep volley by Rozier, forcing the forced error there by Mike Bryan. Let's see who takes the return deciding point. And you cannot say these guys started off cold. They didn't have much time between the Nakashima sock ending and their start, but it's toasty out here.
Only 15-20 minutes in between matches as Chicago prevailed in our first super tiebreaker of the season against the Empire before. And Lindstedt and Rozier bring the goods, 3 straight points, saving all those break opportunities and get the whole 29 career men's doubles titles. That's pretty good work.
Along the Wimbledon title, he also took the US Open 2017, Roland Garros mixed doubles champions with Gernfeldt. 3 Masters 1000. He's been as high as number 3 5 seasons ago, and that's when he started playing here.
Just like Lindstedt, extended success, 10 straight seasons for Rozier with at least 1 title on tour. Mike Bryan serving now. Easy pickup for brother Bob to begin.
Jean-Julien trains in Miami.
Watch the Bryans serving-wise today and their loss yesterday as you look at Mike's particulars. They won 9 of their 10 first serve points, but they didn't win a point on their second serve.
It's a big stat. Good body serve, but look at that return by Lindstedt. Just going to his left. Great job of getting that ball right out of his belly. See the Bryans in white at the top of your screens. Rozier and Lindstedt down here in the purple.
Mike Bryan mashing away right now. New father, he and his wife celebrating the birth of their first child. Certainly that's going to change the dynamic a little bit for you tennis-wise. Life-wise. Hold for the Bryans on serve here to begin. Springfield, Vegas from West Virginia in World Team Tennis.
And tennis fans, you're gonna love this. DraftKings has partnered with World Team Tennis, and we've got an exclusive way for everyone to get in on the action with thousands of dollars in prizes this season. Download the DraftKings app and enter our free-to-play tennis pools with promo code WTT. Then put your knowledge to the test and answer a series of questions about the matches being played that day. So enter now, download the DraftKings app, use promo code WTT, and play free for thousands of dollars in prizes.
Evan, did you know Geico is now offering an extra 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies?
Okay.
That's 15% on top of what Geico could already save you. So what are you waiting for? DJ Khaled to be your motivational coach?
Yo, Devin, remember to brush in a circle motion. Thank you, DJ Khaled. Tiny circles, Devin. Do another one. Another one. Is this good? Put in that work, Devin. Don't give up.
Geico. Save an extra 15% when you switch by October 7th.
9 teams scattered across the country in World Team Tennis, normally playing 7 home matches, 7 road matches, but the entire season, due to the coronavirus pandemic, played here in West Virginia under some strict guidelines. All the staff, players, vendors tested before they arrived, once they arrived, another set of tests coming this weekend against social distancing protocols involved for players and fans. Players don't have to wear masks on the court. Fans can remove theirs once they are seated here in the stadium. %20 capacity here in the stadium. It seats 2,500, so they can have up to 500 fans checking things out. A smattering of fans here in the sun, enjoying what should be a good one here between Springfield and Vegas.
Good eye there by Roger, letting that one go. They were so close. Sometimes they're 6-7 feet apart with just a net between them.
Talk about Lindstedt, Nico, and his hard-serving ability. Check the footwork, too, on him, how he kind of falls forward into it to generate that power. Double here for Lindstedt to get the Bryans on the board. J.L. DeJager out retrieving balls. We'll see players and coaches doing that. 3-time league coach of the year, 14 straight years now as Springfield's coach.
And just a great ambassador for the league. He loves this. He's been doing it for a long time. And you can hear him out on the circuit that he keeps talking about it constantly. He loves it out here, like everybody else is at this time. Certainly a new concept for the league. And another double.
So Lindstedt faltering, allowing Vegas to draw even at this juncture of the game. Geico timeout here by Coach DeJager, I believe. Let's see. Yep. He'll take it and just kind of allow Lindstedt a chance to reset. One of the values here in World Team Tennis. You need to get somebody out of the groove or back in the groove, you can take a timeout.
Well, I'm good friends with both of them, but they are very intense. And sometimes that is not helpful when you're together with another person as intense as you are.
Now, break point here for the Bryans. Nico, would some of that be because it's the Bryans and the spotlight's on?
Totally. I mean, you don't get to play against the best in the business that often, you know, and for a team. So I'm sure they want this bad. And I'm sure they asked their captain to play first against the Bryans. It wouldn't surprise me. They are that kind of competitors.
And Lindstedt just falling apart here into this game.
Yeah, just another mistake by the Swede. You have to remember, they're wearing the crown. Two-time defending champions, and there you see their profile, 1996. The oldest of the current WDT franchises, winning the last 2 years, 5-time finalists, and Johnny's been there for a while. Champions always have a target on their back.
Certainly do, especially when you've won it back-to-back. 23 years in the league, and they finally cracked through 2 years ago, winning in Philadelphia against the Freedoms, and then last year besting New York in the final in Las Vegas. Brian's up a break. Tim Blenkiron watching his doubles tandem try to get Vegas off to a good start. His second year coaching this franchise in its second year of existence.
Speaking of veterans and of champions, how about Kim Clijsters at 37 beating Sloane Stevens 5-2 today, and that's just after she beat Kenin Collins and Bernarda Pera. So she's having quite a run and looking for a third comeback.
Believe that talent level doesn't always go away.
It's amazing.
It's funny, I was talking with Coach DeJager, Nico, before the game, and he mentioned Kim Clijsters. He said, you know how good it is for the young players in this league to see her come out, do her work, watch matches, scout, prepare?
She's been out here since the first evening, just checking things out. She loves it, and she works on the off days and is a quiet leader to her team. Too good. He's done that too many times. Mike Bryant calling for the overhead, looking for a 4-2 lead, but going back to Clijsters. Watched her play Danielle Collins yesterday, finishing up in a 4-4 point to decide the match, and she ends up with a forehand winner. We had to go indoors for that one, and that was some hard-hitting tennis. Good tennis by Danielle as well. At this point, Lindstedt, it's really been the difference. Roger has not missed much, but Robert just not playing at his usual level.
Vegas able to hold a game away from taking the opening set. While we're talking about Kim Clijsters, a look at the four-time Grand Slam singles champion and what she's done so far in her World Team Tennis comeback. How about not lose a set, as Nico talked about, against some tough customers, including the reigning Australian Open champion. And now Bob Bryan able to split the diagonal gap. And Vegas ahead again early in a game here in men's doubles. And now Rozier offers up a double. And last night in the win against Washington as a team, Springfield won 58% of its second serve points. The opposition only won 38%. It was a big factor. Right now you've already seen 4 double faults from Springfield in the opening 6+ games.
It just feels like they're trying to force it. They're not letting it be fluid. It's not paying off for them.
See if this duo can reset, get the hold, and maybe make things interesting to push the Bryans to a break. Again, if we end up even at 4-all in the set, there will be a 9-point set tiebreak. Emphatic put away for Lindstedt. Been a pro since 1998, and the Bryans been around that long. Roger not far behind, and that's a lot of doubles.
Just a bit off target there. A good idea when they play eye to Mike Bryant. Lindstedt going to his right.
Robert Lindstedt set to play a little bit on later on in mixed doubles with Katie McNally. That's the final matchup of our 5 sets in this one.
Lindstedt has a very successful mixed doubles career, but after watching this start, I wouldn't count out the captain switching that one. Good put away there by Robert.
Yeah, we'll see if the subs become a factor later on. Springfield does hold. Now Mike Bryant has the chance to serve out the set victory here for Vegas. We want players in doubles that complement each other. How can you get any better than twins complementing each other? It's the elite pairing ever.
Well, they've been asked through the years, and they obviously say they have a special connection. And who can dispute that? Oh, yeah. Beautiful down the line backhand there by Roger. But it is difficult to keep a team together for so long and to be so successful. It takes special individuals, you know, and it all comes from home. And Wayne Bryant was such a fantastic person and coach and father. All credit to him. These guys are just fantastic. And the mother have to add that one in there.
Don't forget Mom. Bryant's 2 points away.
First and foremost, Mom.
Again, having fun. They had committed to play the entire World Team Tennis season even before the pandemic. That's how much they love it. If this indeed is their final campaign, opting to play this whole season over the Olympics. And again, that's before they were postponed. They're right here having a good time in West Virginia and trying to put their team out to a good first step in this duel with the 2-time defending champs.
Oh, yeah. Caught it with the frame, but it counts. A little smile from JJ there. That was a very difficult play that Mike Bryant tried to do. A pickup forehand volley lob over the head of Roger that he had to get up for that one.
Still some hops at age 38, turns 39 at the end of next month. And Roger with the backhand flipping one in.
That's his best shot, return-wise. And I'm pretty sure he's going to take the deciding point.
Well, Springfield looking for a way to break back. The moment is here. Trying to level the set, send us to a set tiebreak.
Beautiful return again to the feet of Mike Bryant. Lindstedt actually went past the ball and had to hit a forehand volley. We're going to a tiebreak decision.
first team to win 5 points will win the tiebreak. Both teams run 2 services on each side.
Springfield settling into a bit of a groove. Lindstedt and Rozier.
JJ has been very, very solid in these 8 games. Let's see what happens here in the decider.
First to 5 in this tiebreak will take the set and again put their team out in front. Told you you could see just about anything here in doubles, especially with 4 guys with the resumes like this, and we've seen it. That's why we touched on it at the top of the telecast.
We have 4 Wimbledon champions on the court, ladies and gentlemen. No small feat.
Lindstedt trying to make up for some service issues earlier when he and his partner were broken.
Oh, yeah. Rozier is so eager for the ball that he always tends to lean towards the center. Mike Bryan, very astute there, cutting into his brother's space and going up the line. He knows JJ to a T. Look, he was leaning.
No secrets when these guys have seen each other so much over the years. And a mini break now for the Bryans. Apparently a little butterfly, according to our chair, Andre Lelius, that Mike Bryan was trying to dodge. Now we're set. And no chance for Rozier to get that floater there from Mike Bryan at the net.
It was a good serve. Lindstedt just did not manage to cross it enough. Too easy for a player like Mike Bryan. He just had to stick the racket out, and you never know what's going to happen when you swing your racket behind your back. JJ just killing it.
Rozier, another rocket return to get us back on serve in the breaker.
His short backswing goes forward. He's worked a lot on that forehand return, and that's the shot that made him decide to play doubles. You know, he just could not get over the fact that his forehand from the ground was not as effective. But if he's going forward with a short swing, he can get more consistent, and that's all the credit he has in becoming a champion doubles player.
Again, these are the 4 men that are on the court right now dueling in this tiebreak, and what they have achieved. All of them Grand Slam champions, all of them veterans of this World Team Tennis format.
And it's a great match to start with for both captains, but we have to remember the defending champions and their captain, John L. DeJagger, chose this one in particular, and we touched on it before. I wouldn't be surprised if Jean-Julien and Robert went up to him and said, "We want the boys." Here they go. Way open up the court by the 2 volleyers.
3-2, Springfield.
Arithmetic at play right there.
One more set for Rozier, and then the Bryans will have the last 3 of this tie break if necessary. What a huge turnaround here for Springfield. They've got set points, but the Bryans do have the serves.
Not only the serve, they have 3 of them. John Julian has been returning very well. And Mike Bryan will do the honors. Oh, yeah.
It's in. Lindstedt gets it done. Mike Bryan let it go, and it caught the line. A look at the close call from Hawkeye Live, and Springfield rallies from behind. 5-4. Rozier and Lindstedt take the opening set for the Bryan brothers. More sensational doubles, we hope, on the way. Puig and Ahn against McNally and Gorvotseva coming up. There's the winning shot. Springfield using that forehand from Robert Lindstedt to take the early lead.
And what tennis skills by Sophie. Sign her up for World Team Tennis. We'll be seeing our WTT dancers with back and throw all afternoon long in between sets. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready for set number 2. You'll see the players warm up in just a moment. And the second set will feature women's doubles. Women's doubles to come. 2 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the players participating in women's doubles for set number 2. 1 minute. Working up to the cheers right for Vegas.
Sultry afternoon here in West Virginia, and some sensational playing by 4 elite doubles players. Springfield a little bit better to steal the tiebreaker from the Bryans. Lindstedt and Rozier give the Lasers the 5-4 advantage after 1 set. Women's doubles on deck here from White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, the home of World Team Tennis here in 2020. So the men first, the women now coming up. Monica Puig, Christy Ahn against Katie McNally and Olga Gorvotseva for Springfield. So we'll see the Olympic gold medalist from Rio. Battled some injury issues, coming back from elbow surgery. He's gotten into a groove a little bit in singles as well. She'll be playing Gorvotseva in that discipline a little bit later on, and she's got an extra year to reign as an Olympic champion with the Olympics pushed back to Tokyo.
You're absolutely right, and she's very happy. Monica is a fantastic human being. She started out in the big time at Wimbledon, reaching the round of 16s in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. And since then, she's been a consistent performance. She's been plagued by injuries in the last couple of years, works very hard. But especially, she does fantastic philanthropic work in Puerto Rico with all that's been happening down there. She's looking forward to the restart, and she's working really hard, and she expects good returns, a good return. But Katie McNally, I'm a big fan of this lady. Love the way she plays singles and doubles, but I think she's going to have a great professional career.
The 18-year-old serving here to start for Springfield. Excellent return from On to get Vegas on the board. Already a top 40 ranked doubles player in the world thanks to a pair of WTA titles last year with fellow team phenom Coco Gauff. They won in Washington, D.C. and in Luxembourg.
He's the youngest player at the WTT this year at 18 years young. You were talking about that team with Gauff, and they have a lot of fun on the court. I remember watching them playing Flushing Meadows last year, and the crowds just went wild.
Had already developed pretty good fan following last year in New York, with the crowds dialing into these two future stars, and Coco and Katie. There you see inside the top 40 in doubles. This year, together, they made the semifinals in Auckland to start the year, quarters in Australia, and the final of the Indian Wells Challenger before the shutdown. Is there any specific thing, Nico, that really stands out to you about Katie's game?
I just like the way she charges in net. She's not afraid, and that's the first step towards a great volleyer. You just have to go in. She has the right instincts, and with the work that she's been putting in, it should all come together rather soon. She has that slice backhand. She can come in after. Very versatile. She prefers to attack, but I think she can defend well. On the other hand, she's playing with Olga Gorotsova, Belarusian. Being as high as 35 in the world in singles.
Nally and Gavortseva dealing with some stress in this initial game. One break point saved, another to deal with here in this deciding point. And the hold delivered for Springfield.
Strangely so, Puig and Ann are much more solid from the back of the court. You saw them standing by the baseline. I feel that Bagnali and Gorotsova are going to try to take over the net. So that should be the interesting part about this set right here. Because Monica Puig is not used to going into the net that much. And Ann at 28 is very solid from the back. Let's see how she fares up there near the net. weight and to move forward to hit that ball. Try to catch it in front of your body.
Puig and An paired together here. Asia Muhammad, another quality doubles player that Tim Blenkiron has at his disposal. That little lob, Vortseva struggles with it. Puig and An played yesterday. It did not go too well against Orange County. They got drubbed. Andrea Klepac, Gabby Dabrowski.
Yeah, but those two are probably the best team out here.
Took all 5 games. An and Muhammad had posted some nice results earlier in the competition, and Puig's gotten into a rhythm. She dropped her opening set in singles, won 5 in a row. And you got to keep everybody fresh on this team, so a little different combinations here last couple of days for the Rollers.
And Monica has been active in social media trying to promote her causes down in Puerto Rico after the hurricane, after the earthquake, everything that's been going on, and she does so in social media. And she could be quite funny and inventive. Social media just keeps evolving, and now is a TikTok time, and Monica has been taking to it. Let's check it out.
This morning, and I was like, I'm gonna get this done, I'm gonna get this done, I'm gonna get this done, I'm gonna get this done. And then I went on TikTok. You know what I got done? Nothing.
Look at mommy. Can you say wa?
Wa.
Tur.
Tu.
Water.
Da da da.
Love finding more about personalities of players revealed during the pandemic shutdown.
Going on TikTok is like trying to find a good movie in Netflix. You know, you spend more time looking for it than actually watching.
How about Christiane rifling that backhand down the line? Puig, again, happy to be healthy. Elbow injury, said she couldn't even hit the ball without pain starting to affect even her everyday life, so had the surgery.
Rally with Gorozova. Gorozova has reached the 3rd round in all 4 Grand Slams, but that's as far as she's been. 8 doubles titles, and it's been as high as number 24. Solid player for the Lasers. And again, teeing off on the return. She had a good workout this morning, or so we hear from our scouting team in the indoors. It's really tough to find practice scheduled. Players are getting really early to practice. She was playing a set with Jen Brady.
Of course, shots like that thrilled folks in New York last year as An broke through to the 4th round of the U.S. Open. McNally, Gavortseva, 2nd straight Springfield serve game having issues. Remember, McNally was able to extricate herself from trouble, and now Gavortseva's got to do the same.
I just feel that An and Puig are a very strong returning doubles team. Christiane there hitting a very solid ball. Got caught in the net that time, but she's taking it to them. 2 more chances for the Rollers here.
Already in this match, Vegas has had 8 break chances. Only cashed in one. Remember, they got broken and lost that first set in the tiebreak.
Christian doing it at the volleys, and I hear from our producers that she's also doing it on social media. Let's check it out. That's pretty good. The Stanford Cardinal.
What a point. We're used to seeing creativity from these players on the court, seeing it in social media, and that last get together.
That's just a beautiful contest in this point. Everybody at the net, then going back with the defensive love. Look at McNally just staying put there, and Puig holding her own and with a good volley. But check this one out. Grotsova finally with a short volley, smooth. Katie just got on top of that one. It's too close to the service line. Trying to come in after the return. 6-all in game so far, in a tight one from the start.
We put away in close.
30-15.
Christian from New Jersey, 28 years of age, enjoying her first season of World Team Tennis. Got away with that. Gavortseva struggling to put it away, and game point for Vegas.
Game
3-1 rollers as the TikTok stars are on top here in this second set.
At Chosen Foods, we are inspired by the vibrant culinary lifestyle of the Baja Med and, of course, by avocados. From our flagship avocado oil to our family of dressings, mayos, simmer sauces, and guacamoles, the versatility of all Chosen Foods avocado-based products offer you the freedom to be both healthy and creative in the kitchen. Join us in the sun-drenched utopia of Chosen Foods, the avocado. Celebrate it.
As an athlete and professional tennis player, I hope to inspire others to get out, be active, and stay healthy.
How about some results today? Brought to you by DraftKings from this latest session of World Team Tennis. The first day that featured 4 matches as we try to get all 63 regular season matches done in 19 days. Philadelphia moves to 3-1, dumping Washington 25-17. And a thriller, our first super tiebreak to decide a match, Chicago outlasting New York.
Christie and holding strong at the net and then doing it from the back. Great point from the American in high five, or I should say little fists all over. Check it out. A little jumping there at the net. So far, Puig and Ann looking very good in this one against 2 doubles specialists. Very confident, especially from the ground, but doing it at the net as well. Pika Power. She's known in her land. Pika used to travel with her mom all the time, and I don't see mom that often anymore.
We talked about Asia Muhammad, another player for Vegas in this rotation. You like this pairing from the backcourt against this duo of Springfield? Is that a matchup play, you think, a little bit?
I think so. These guys think of everything. That's what they're down there, and we're up here. Oh, it's just a beauty. They knew it was going to be a tough matchup, and Asia Muhammad is a player that's really talented. I love the way she plays, and I would like to see her in the court, but you can't deny, looking at the result, now they're 4-1 up, that it's worked out. As we see Christian's profile here, born in Flushing Meadows, graduated in 2014 from Stanford. Wow, major in science, technology, and society. 3 much needed things at this time.
Puig trying to serve it out. The double-barrel return game for Vegas here in women's doubles has done wonders against McNally and Gavortseva for Springfield.
Monica's just playing super confident from the back. I like to see that. Look at that energy going to each other. And An has been rock solid. Wow, very good.
Remember, they didn't win a game in their set last time out against Orange County.
They sure learned.
McNally and Gavortseva trying to gather themselves, see if they can break back here. Vegas has surged ahead in the overall 2.
I mentioned Asia Muhammad as the 3rd female member of this team. Well, the 3rd male member of this team is Sam Querrey, coming up next against Mitchell Kruger, who won a match yesterday to clinch the 5th set against Tommy Paul. That was just amazing when we went indoors. Going to be an interesting one. Kruger against Querrey coming up.
Gavortseva opening up on the forehand. Break opportunity here, Springfield. 2 break points to work with here in this no ad scoring format. They got it.
That's a good return by McNally. Puig did not have much choice but to half volley it from the back. Big opportunity for Goratsova to put it away. Check out where this return bounces. Puig does the best she can, but all credit to McNally. That was a big game.
Absolutely. So one of those breaks back here for the Lasers.
Another great point out here. And those are the little details that make the big differences. Instead of a 5-1 win, now they're still fighting, but the Lasers, instead of going down 1-5, now have a chance to hold their serve, get to 3, keep the match tight. See how it goes. The reason they won the last 2 years. Down low. Very uncomfortable volley there for McNally.
A lot of drama in both of those championship runs for the Lasers the last couple of years. Ymir Kecmanovic playing so well in Philly on the road to help them come from behind. And last year was Gavortseva in the semifinal round, saved a match point against San Diego to push them to the final.
Was telling us almost with tears in his eyes as he was describing how they won the last 2 titles. And here, there is 4 opportunities for the Rollers to close this one up.
Yeah, and they have really pressurized Springfield throughout their service games here. Set point. Puig and on with some power tennis to blow McNally and Gavortseva away here. 5-2 the score for the Rollers, and Vegas takes a 9-7 lead. Christian, Monica Puig get it done. Our first singles set of the 5 played. Sam Querrey against Mitchell Kruger, meeting for the first time here in World Team Tennis this season as the Rollers jump on top.
Our WTT dancers. Fans download Tennis One, the official app of World Team Tennis. The one place for all your favorite teams. Get live player stats all from your phone. Watch international pay-per-view live with exclusive Crowd View Live. Download Tennis One, the official app of World Team Tennis. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to meet the players participating in our next set.
A look at center court at Creekside here at the Greenbrier Resort in West Virginia. Ready for men's singles here in our latest World Team Tennis Showdown, Vegas and Springfield. Query for the Rollers, Kruger for the Lasers. Two guys that have never met on the ATP Tour, but a pair of Americans, Sam Querrey, Grand Slam semifinalist earlier in his career. Mitchell Kruger, one of those guys working hard to earn a spot to stick in the top 100 in the world. Querrey living in Vegas now, 32 years of age. Chance to play for the Rollers again this season, his 8th season of World Team Tennis overall. Also played with the Washington Castles for a couple of years, part of a title team there in 2015, 10 ATP titles in his career.
Sam, a veteran, loves playing team tennis. Newly minted family man. And Mitchell Kruger, at 26, is making a name for himself, playing some better tennis off late. Good player.
Yeah, the Springfield guy from Texas, born in Fort Worth, lives in Dallas. His second season of World Team Tennis, played a little bit as a fill-in for Philadelphia last year and in Philly's loss in the semifinals against New York. Here's a look at his results thus far. That big win against Tommy Paul, guy ranked inside the top 60 in the world last night.
Yeah, he has set points against him, but he fought really a gallant way. Solid player. He doesn't mind going in, but he can defend as well.
And he didn't mind going inside last night. I was talking about him
exactly
after the match.
Yeah.
Again, he was set to be the cleanup guy last night, and he hadn't hit on that court at all. So when they raced in last night, they finished men's doubles in about a half-hour changeover time to move everybody from inside to outside. He was the guy that got in there first and said, I got to hit in here to feel what it's like.
Hence the definition of a professional. He can adjust.
He had been in the gym, which is also in that facility, but he'd seen the court, just hadn't hit on it yet. And Nico, for a guy like Mitchell Kruger, you come here to World Team Tennis. We showed you who he's played already. He's played some top 70 competitors in the world. I think this is the 4th in a row guy, top 70 in the world he's playing. It's a chance to measure yourself of where you want to be.
for a guy like Mitchell that mixes it up between challengers and ATP at this time, he got to the semis of the Indian Wells Challenger, which is practically an ATP Tour event. You know, he's playing at a very good level. But this gives not only him, everybody, the opportunity to be in a team with players that have all the experience in the world. The Kim Kleisters, the Bryans, for example. What you mentioned, competing against the Sam Querreys of the Tour, a guy that's been to semifinals of a Grand Slam, that's been near the top 10. It's just an incredible experience, which he only is going to gain from. And I feel that is not the main reason he came, but obviously he was taking into account, and he's just living it up right now and enjoying the moment, trying to give his team some games and hopefully a win in this third set.
Maybe not enjoying these early moments under duress here. Breakpoint chances, Querrey.
What does Billie Jean say?
Pressure is a privilege.
There you go. It's learning. You gotta embrace it and learn how to live with it. The Bryants in the doubles, you can see them when they're playing at a decisive point. They take it not like any other point, but a little looser than an inexperienced team or an inexperienced player will take it, and that's what he's getting here, experience.
Able to steer traffic to his forehand and deliver the finishing blow. Break for Vegas to start off men's singles.
And he's going to pick on that Kruger backhand there. You see Sam more relaxed after the break. He looks in very good shape. And his serve, his first serve is one of the best in the business. Look at that. He's lost 3 of the matches so far, only beating Ryan. That's the match I saw, and he played really well.
2 of those losses at a tiebreak. The other one, he took 3 games. And again, that's what you want to do. You don't want to lose 5-1 like Harrison did in that affair. Games matter. You can't win the set. Just rack up as many wins as you can.
It's just difficult to change your mentality. That's a professional anything. You just hate losing. And how about Brandon Nakashima doing it again? The 18-year-old. Cannot talk enough about this youngster.
Worked against Jack Sock today.
Nobody saw it coming.
Able to win a super tiebreaker to win the match for Chicago. Coolest thing about that earlier today, Nico, you have 3 Grand Slam champions on the bench, his teammates, up in jubilation when the kid won, and he didn't move a muscle.
No, he's cool as they come, and he's captain Kamau Murray. What a pick. Great acceleration there by Querrey on that low backhand at half court. Easy put away with it for the veteran with that overhead. Sam has been out here for a bit. There it is. That's the key to this point. Not a bad love by Kruger. Easy pickings for a champ like Sam.
And a double here to keep Kruger invested in this game. Sam, 10 singles titles in his ATP career. Career high number 11 in the world at one point.
rifle.
Pulverizing the forehand, consolidate the break. 2-love in the set, 11-7 in the overall for Vegas. That's the way you punctuate a set or a game there for Querrey. And talk about new fatherhood. He and his wife gave birth to Ford a few months back. Sam basically shut it down before the coronavirus shut down after the Australian Open to get ready for the impending arrival of the child.
Just a little too much by Kruger there. Maybe a little anxious.
And the net, sending that back Kruger's way.
Little frustration there from Kruger, down love 30, and his captain tried to calm him down. Might be a time for a timeout, maybe. You don't want to go down 2 breaks to Sam Querrey. Talking to himself, the 26-year-old. All day long. Beautiful. On the run, cross court. Sam Querrey. It was a good approach. Querrey way back on the court. But that volley just did not have enough angle. And Querrey read it all the way.
And a little chest bump out there with one of the Bryants. Break points galore. And Querrey with the break at love to continue his stranglehold on this set. 5-game advantage in the overall right now for the Rollers. And we touched on what Sam Querrey has accomplished in his career. 5 doubles titles too.
Yeah, getting close to that 400 milestone with 10 titles, 8 of them on hard court, 1 on clay and 1 on grass, and like you mentioned with Stevie Johnson in Geneva, his last doubles title. It's quite a change for these guys. They're used to globe trotting. You know, you see Geneva, you see the name of the cities. They're just parked here for 3 weeks at the Greenbrier, having good team practices, good team meals, some of them with their families. Competing against some of the best in the world, and they're happy to do so.
Again, Sam and his wife Abby traveling with that new baby, Ford, here for the first time.
He's going to do plenty of that.
And I don't know if Ford has actually seen Sam win. He was joking, talking to the media after his one win against Ryan Harrison the other day, and he said Ford wasn't here. It was around nap time. He had been here for a couple of other losses. Hadn't seen Dad yet deliver a set win. If he's here today, might be on the verge.
We'll see Sam win plenty. There's still a lot left in the tank for Querrey. Great a player as he is, he will make a lot more noise. And we have another dad here in the corner. We have not seen, but Marcelo Arevalo, also with his newborn son, checking out the action.
Sam pounding an ace down the tee. Second ace here in this set for Querrey. Chance to close out this latest game. Check it, make it 3 aces now for Querrey in this set.
Kruger trying to pump himself up. He needs something to start it off here. He's not on the board yet. They went down 5-2 in the previous set. They're down 12-7. The final score, and we have another deciding point. Just chipping away.
Springfield in the match has won both deciding points that have been played. And Sam wins this one. Sam Querrey, 4 games, 4 wins. He's pumped 4 aces and 1 good old chest bump.
Emerson Latzia here, and tennis fans, you're gonna love this. DraftKings is partnered with World Team Tennis, and we've got an exclusive way for everyone to get in on the action with thousands of dollars in prizes this season. Download the DraftKings app and enter our free-to-play tennis pools with promo code WTT. Then put your knowledge to the test and answer a series of questions about the matches being played that day. So enter now, download the DraftKings app, use promo code WTT, and play free for thousands of dollars in prizes.
The Rollers, yeah, they're rolling. Sam Querrey in particular here, winning all 4 games thus far in men's singles against Mitchell Kruger. Will try to serve to stay in the set. 13-7 the overall lead for Vegas against 2-time defending league champ Springfield.
We had a great starting doubles with the Bryants and Lindstedt and Roger. These last 2 winning it 5-4 in that deciding tiebreak, and since then it's been all rollers with the 5-2 win in the women's doubles, and now Querrey firm control. Singles to follow. Puig against Gorozova. That should be interesting. Monica played very confident doubles match. I want to see if that carries on to the singles. The mix to close.
Kruger trying to get on track on serve. Mentioned the one challenger level event he's won, was able to do that at home in Dallas last year. Had to be a thrill in front of friends and family. Querrey opening up again. He has dominated Kruger on his first serves. He's won 6 of Kruger's first serve points.
Kruger going all out now. I feel he's got to work a little bit on that power on that first serve. Make sure he doesn't lose so many points with the first serve. That's important, especially on this surface.
Able to get on the board, though, here in the set. Be sure to download Tennis One, the official mobile app of World Team Tennis. You can follow the latest news, scores, stats, social, and more from your favorite teams and stars, as well as play games and win prizes all season long. Tennis One, available for free in the App Store and Google Play. 13-8 in the overall. Querrey, chance to serve it out.
I got that up and finally, getting a hold of it and starting to navigate better through it.
A lot of content there and a lot of quality in Sam Querrey's game. In only 5 tour matches this year, and took time away to be with his wife for the birth of their child. Shut down. Played exhibitions in Miami and Atlanta in the run-up here for the World Team Tennis season.
That forehand is just so heavy, and when he puts it deep, it's just very hard to handle. Kruger did not adjust well with the feet. Another miss for Querrey. His favorite shot.
Well,
here we go.
Looked like he had it set up to roll through and win the set 5-1, but suddenly Mitchell Kruger just hanging around. And so important here is we've got a Geico timeout taken on the court, but this is massive for Springfield's overall chances here to get a game, maybe hold, and make things more interesting in the overall.
Totally. Remember, the Bryant serve for that first set ended up losing it. Could be one way. And Sam not being able to convert here and close it out. Could also add up to the tally at the end. Cannot stress it enough every game.
Seen a handful of teams this year lose matches despite winning more sets. The game's not going their way, and Sam doing his job here to pull even and set the stage for a deciding point. Also a set point in his favor. Ace to finish things off. 6th of the set for Sam Querrey, And Vegas closes the deal here. 5-1 and a 6-game cushion in the overall.
Big smile for Sam Querrey. Deservedly so.
Sam Querrey made things intriguing in that last game, but rallies to finish off Mitchell Kruger and the Rollers lead.
Halftime from the Greenbrier, and McEnfro doing his thing out there. There is not a chance that you could get me on that thing in that heat on that court. No chance. 14-8, the Lasers trailing the Vegas Rollers right now, and what a performance we just saw from Sam Querrey. The Bryan brothers got things started in a very star-studded men's doubles, and a lot more coming up for you here from the Greenbrier. We're in the middle of the bracket as things continue with a 4-match day today. Let's take a look at how things have played out between the Rollers and the Lasers. The Bryan brothers got off to a tough one. They lost 5-4, and then Monica Puig leading the way for the Rollers to pick up another one there. That makes it 5-2. So early on, it was okay for the Lasers, and then it was the Vegas Rollers who came away with 2 quick ones, including a massive 5-1 victory by Sam Querrey over Mitchell Kruger. Coming up next, though, it's women's singles. Monica Puig and Olga Gavortseva, and then we'll finish things off with mixed doubles. We'll have that and more when we come back to the Greenbrier. After this, it's women's singles. Monica Puig and Olga Gavortseva next.
Springfield, from Belarus, a career high ranking at 35th on the WTA Tour, a 4-time singles finalist, and an 8-time WTA doubles title holder. Part of the Belarusian team and Olympic teams. Give it up for Olga
Chosen Foods mover of the match, Sam Querrey, on the go here in this men's singles set. The last one played here between the Lasers and the Rollers. 5-1 the victory, bumping with O'Brien and able to run past Mitchell Kruger. Ready to go now in women's singles.
And if we go by what we saw in the doubles, Monica Puric dominating from the back. Gorotova did not do much in that instance. Let's see if Monica can continue rolling for her team.
Talk about a lot of new fathers on tour. Gavortseva left tour to give birth to her first child in February of 2018. Continuing the rise back up the rankings after her maternity leave. Son Dominic now about 2.5. Olga actually, Nico, had a strong start to the year. She was 12-3 in singles matches before the coronavirus shutdown. Won an ITF event in Kentucky in February. Made the semifinals of an event at that level in France, then qualified for Monterey on tour. Playing wherever you need to play to continue to build that rank back up.
Monterey is just a fantastic venue, and they treat all the players in a fantastic manner. I know the tournament organizers there, and the ladies just love going down to Mexico for that week.
Right now she's career 135 in the world in singles. On the flip side, Puig didn't play at all in 2020. Again, elbow surgery at the end of last year. Now on the road to rehab. Shutdown may have actually been a benefit for her. She doesn't think she would have been able to be healthy enough, possibly, to defend that Olympic title in Tokyo from Rio. Now she'll have the extra time to try to do it, assuming things go as planned next summer.
She's very happy of the way the recovery is taking place, and she's feeling better basically week by week, and she's confident that she'll be back in full force soon. We really hope so. One of the few Latin American representatives on tour. Very proud of her. So trying to change it up and come into the net.
Puig and On, 5-2 winners in doubles earlier against McNally and Gavortseva. At vaulted Vegas, back in front, and they still hold the overall lead. Good second serve there from Puig after fixing the toss. She struggled with that serve in that opening loss. against Sloane Stevens, but performing a little bit better since. Wins against Collins and McHale.
Those are two big wins. Danielle Collins playing really well, and then Jen Brady. Jen has had her struggles out here, but battling back. Used to playing in the team atmosphere, but still to play her best here in World Team Tennis. I like the way she's been improving the last year.
Hold for Puig to begin. Well, 4 years ago, just around this time of the year, was the supreme highlight of Monica Puig's career. Rolling through and opening some eyes en route to the Olympic gold, beat Madison Keys in the semis, Angelique Kerber in the final.
Talk about a dream couple of weeks for Monica. She just played superbly. I remember watching those matches, the emotion, and she was just hitting everything and getting to everything. She was possessed. And what a splash in her homeland, Puerto Rico. First ever gold medal, and she's done them proud since as well, giving back to those in need and really campaigning, taking Maria Sharapova for an exhibition charity match down there. Monica doing her part. Well done. That dropped in.
Gavortseva trying to keep us on serve. What a gritty match for her. Last year's semifinal round. Serena Rodionova then playing for San Diego. Last match of the semifinal against the Aviators.
Now this is great. You got Bob Bryan going up to the net to pick up that ball that you're seeing with a towel on his head. Jean-Julien Roger on the receiving end of that one, now giving the ball to his partner. This is nice to see. Very nice.
Yep, no ball kids
There
this
he
year.
goes. There he goes again.
Yeah. So you have Grand Slam champions getting your tennis balls for you. Team building, camaraderie, all part of the equation for these teams. And sometimes they were able to do it in years past with all the travel they have to do, but now they're doing it here in a bit more of a relaxed setting.
Not only that, there are players that didn't know other guys in their teams when they flew in, and now they're doing everything together all day long. Talk about a rapport building exercise, and at a perfect spot like the Greenbrier.
You know, the players talking about the tennis and working together there, and then getting together for group meals, time at the pool, time of the multitude of activities here at this resort.
There's even shooting going on, but not at each other. Skeet shooting.
Golf course, off-roading. Bryan brothers were actually here for an exhibition. Last year they said they loved it, and they were thrilled to hear that they were coming back.
Whatever you do, do not bet with Jason Knapp on the golf course. All right? Don't tell me I did not warn you.
A lucky day. Puig trying to continue her string of good fortune here in this service game. 2 points away from the hold. And an ace. Service form on the rehab tour for her, coming back quite nicely.
Yes, we saw that she had a bit of a tape in the first two matches. No tape whatsoever this time. That's great to see. The right shoulder. problem was in the elbow, but she had the tape on the shoulder.
And is that something that'll happen? A little overcompensation for things on the comeback?
Always, and that's one of the reasons why players don't like to play injured, because you overcompensate and end up hurting something else. And I don't know the particulars of the taping of the shoulder, but I'm sure it's overuse. Seems fine now.
So much of her work to come back from that elbow issue was rehab, getting back and the chance to play more tennis and playing good tennis for Vegas right now.
Emerson Latzia here, and tennis fans, you're gonna love this. DraftKings is partnered with World Team Tennis, and we've got an exclusive way for everyone to get in on the action, with thousands of dollars in prizes this season. Download the DraftKings app and enter our free-to-play tennis pools with promo code WTT. Then put your knowledge to the test and answer a series of questions about the matches being played that day. So enter now, download the DraftKings app, use promo code WTT, and play free for thousands of dollars in prizes.
Oh, we love our new home. Neighborhood's great.
Amazing school district. The HOA has been very involved.
These shrubs aren't board approved. You need to break down your cardboard.
Thank you.
Violation. Violation.
I see you've met Cynthia.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
And does help us save a bunch of money.
2 inches over regulation.
Thanks, Cynthia.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
So the universal tennis rating here in this singles matchup for Puig and Gavortseva, Nico.
Well, you have Puig just under Gavortseva at 98 with a 12.71. Practically identical. I don't know why Puig is 98. Oh, okay. Puig is 98 in the rankings. Gavortseva 86 at this time, but that will change. I feel as soon as Monica gets rolling and she gets fit and gets some matches under her belt, I consider her being healthy, able to be ranked a little higher than that.
And that's why
soon.
And that's why a lot of folks like to use that UTR rating. Gives you great benefits in the most recent results. And we touched on Gavortseva at the start of the year before the shutdown. Played really well, won a lot of matches while Puig was on the shelf.
Ooh. Just got away from her.
A yelp of panic as that one sailed long. There's a fun person to talk to. Was doing some baking during the coronavirus shutdown.
That first year she got to the second week of Wimbledon, 2013, we went to her house and did a whole feature, and she was just so excited about that. Much time has passed since then, but she's the same vivacious girl, and she's just great to hang out with.
Gavortseva getting into a little service groove here. She's won 8 of 11 points on her first serve. At a point away from pushing it to 3-2 in the set. Tim Blenkiron come out on the court. Not sure if he's asked for a replay. Again, Hawkeye Live, the computerized system, makes the call. Our chair for this match, Andre Lelius, can overrule if there's a obvious error, as we're not going to get that replay. Game point.
Solid hard return deep from Puig. Her team up by 6 games.
Hold for Gvortseva. It's a good sign for JL DeJager and Springfield as a team. In their first 3 matches, women's singles only provided 5-game wins total. And right now, able to pick up 3 here for the Lasers tally.
He has big faith on Gvortseva and obviously McNally and Lindstedt, the mixed doubles team that will close with that 5th set against Arndt and Mike Bryant. Oh, well done by Puig there. Her opponent leaning back. She was inside the paint. No doubt there with the lob.
When you're on an extended layoff, that's the toughest shot to come back, the lob, to get back in the groove?
It depends who. Monica is quite good at it. Monica likes being in the attack. She has issues sometimes when she gets attacked. As we saw there, she gets a bit desperate at times and doesn't know what to do with it and gets a little anxious. That ball you should just play deep, high, and restart the point when you're on the defense. She likes being on offense so much, sometimes it's difficult for her to wrap her mind around defending.
Alongside 3-time junior Grand Slam winner, multiple ATP titles in his career, Nico Pereira. Jason Knapp with you. Nick Gismondi handling hosting duties and interviews. Springfield trying to rally back here against Vegas, down by 5 games in the overall, with this and another set to come. And now Puig, point away from pushing it back to a 6-game advantage in Vegas's favor.
Yeah, delicate moment there in this game. That was a timely first serve for Puig.
Puig keeping Gvortseva around a little longer in this game.
It's delicate because if Gvortseva manages to break and she can serve it out, that would close the gap in a big way. Currently at 5 games.
There's an opportunity now for Gvortseva. These are the moments that swing overall matches in World Team Tennis.
Well, the thing is that they lost 2 matches, 5-2 and 5-1, and a 10-3 differential is very hard to recover from. But it is tennis, and we've seen it.
Each team's won 2 deciding points so far in this match.
Gavortsova doing it up, winning 3 points in a row. Now with a chance to serve for it. The gap is 4 with the mixed doubles coming up.
First deciding point of this set, squarely in the corner of Olga Gavortsova, and she fires to the corner for the winner. And like that, Springfield up off the bench with more belief. We'll see if Olga can serve it out for her team.
Yeah, defending champions, the double defending champions.
Olga was so emotional last year after her semifinal win when she hung on in that last singles match. Somebody asked her about it afterwards. What were you thinking? She goes, fight, fight, fight.
That's a good word.
Yeah. Then it was Robert Lindstedt who kind of took over in the championship match against New York. He was unbelievably dominant in both of his doubles matches.
Solid forehand by Puig, and she's asking herself, why don't you hit that more often? She was well positioned with her feet there. Good base is the start of a solid shot.
Good first serve from Gavortsova. Puig now, chance to break back.
Smart from Puig, she's going hard towards the middle. Trying to use her power over her opponent.
And the break for Monica Puig, Olga Gavortsova, those the first 2 second serve points she's lost in the set, and they come at an inopportune time, as after working so hard to gain a game with that break for a team, chance to win the set allows Puig back in it.
Puig might be onto something here. She discovered that she doesn't have to risk going to the corner. She only has to worry about the baseline at the net. Just hitting hard to Gavortsova that does not seem to be able to control Puig's power. And then, Jason, we go the other way. I mean, how big was that game for the Rollers? I mean, instead of losing 5-2, they're 4-3 now, and they could very well come back and win this one, and the difference goes up to 5 with 1 set to play. I love this format.
And remember, games matter in the individual matches, and also when you tally them up at the end of the year, if you need a tiebreaker to figure out which of the 4 teams are going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, and not necessarily in that order. I think the latter, it's maybe more important.
Vegas knows that all too well. They only managed 13 game wins as a team in their last match against Orange County, as the Breakers took all 5 sets, and they've already exceeded that already here.
Yeah, talk about a turnaround by Orange County. Ricky Leach, El Capitan. Love it. They needed that win.
Brought in a couple of doubles aces, and Austin Krychek and Gabby Dabrowski, and boom.
They came through big time.
Yeah, they had a big win.
Off the mark by Puig, and now she faces 3 set points on her serve.
Again, look at how quickly things have shifted back and forth. Break for Gavortseva. She gets broken back. Puig's feeling good, maybe force a tie break, and now she may allow Springfield to steal the game back. And a double fault on set point for Monica Puig allows Springfield's Olga Gavortseva to take the set 5-3. Off to the final set we go, and Puig only winning 3 of 10 points on second serves in the set, and undone by the double at the tail end. Gavortseva able to put things away and help Springfield close the gap a little more. 1 set to go, and the Lasers down 4. Mixed doubles will finish things off. Mike Bryan Christian, Robert Lindstedt, and Katie McNally.
Our WTT dancers with Mac and Fro. Getting us ready for set number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the participants for set number 5, which is mixed doubles.
Olga Gavortseva rallying to win 5-3 in women's singles against Monica Puig, helping the Lasers close that deficit, trailing by 4 headed to the final set. The Chosen Foods mover of the match. Talked about the Puig power, but Gabordza able to do enough to find a way to victory.
Yeah, very similar in terms of distance covered, but I think Puig made too many mistakes coming down the line. Remember, she had a chance with her serve at 2-all, having 40-15 and lost 3 points. And excuse me, at 2-3, and then Gabordza could not serve it out. She had a chance to come back to it. And Monica is trying to find, you know, her range. All credit to Olga pulling this one out. She played really solid, knew when to defend, knew when to come in and switch it up. And she waited for Monica to make the mistakes, and that's what happened. You know, Monica, I think, needs to keep working and getting that confidence and making sure that she plays to her strengths.
So Vegas has opted to sub in here Monica Puig against Lindstedt and McNally. So we'll see how that plays out.
Well, Monica played the doubles, the women's doubles, really well, as did her partner, Chrissy Ann. So it's a team decision. I don't know what transpired. I thought Ann was going to play. She came out to warm up with Mike Bryant, but it ended up being Monica on the court. Let's see how it comes out. Yeah.
And they'll take on Lindstedt and McNally. Again, subs are allowed here in World Team Tennis. So we'll see how it shakes out and if what Tim Blenkiron is thinking will work here. Again, get that power serving game of Puig when it's on. Chance to just hold games here in doubles and try to hold that lead. Lindstedt to begin serving here for Springfield.
He's probably trying to get Monica some playing time in order to speed up, you know, her return and get her more court time to see if she can give him a little bit more in the singles, which is very important for any team. Monica is their singles player. Christiane also capable, very capable of playing singles, as Asia Mohammed. Mohammed, I think it would be more of a double specialist. She might come into the mix, but you have to vary. You have to give opportunities to everybody, and nobody knows better than the person that it's day in and day out with all players. It's very tough.
Remember Lindstedt earlier, Nico struggled a little bit serving. Keep an eye on that. They trailed early against the Bryan brothers and battled back to win in that set tiebreak.
Yes, but as I said during that first set, Lindstedt and Roger are two very high, strong doubles players, and I think they try to do too much against the Bryans, as you should, because otherwise you'll lose. Like they did, but I think Robert made more mistakes than he normally makes. He'll come around. I mean, Robert is one of the good ones, and he's come up big for his team before, so he knows what to do.
Lindstedt, a mixed doubles Grand Slam champion, taking Wimbledon in 2019, or at least making a run there. Certainly with his pedigree in success in winning Australia in the men's game. Paired here with Katie McNally, and they take the first game. Now Mike Bryant to serve.
How important each game is. The difference is 3 now.
Of course, we know about Mike Bryant's 18 Grand Slam titles in the men's game. He's got 4 mixed doubles title slams. And see his championships in World Team Tennis, 2 of them
forget the medals.
Yes. Olympic medals. There's plenty of accolades. Katie McNally alongside, and the 18-year-old said she was anxious to kind of play, hasn't played a ton of mixed, and you get to play alongside Robert Lindstedt here. Now playing against Mike Bryan. Again, for McNally, not a lot of opportunity to play mixed, only played at the Grand Slam events.
Yeah, in the Olympics, they also play, but you have to wait 4 years for that. But year after year, that's the only time you get the experience of the mixed. And, you know, some guys really specialize in it, like Lindstedt has, you know, lived off of that. Mike and Bob Bryan, both of them have had a lot of success, as has Jean-Julien Roger. Leander Paes winning a lot through the years. Martina Navratilova played a lot of mixed doubles. She was just incredible. And anything you put her to do, really.
59 Grand Slam titles overall. You could say that. Natalie serving here at love 15.
Like Grant trying to catch Lindstedt away from his spot, but missed it wide and lost the hat. Getting a little coaching from brother Bob.
And McNally, 18-year-old American, saw her earlier in women's doubles.
That's interesting, Bob talking to Mike there, because he can see things that Mike cannot while he's playing. Robert is doing this, Katie is doing that. Be careful with this. That's big. Oh yeah, good reflex there by the Swede, and that's why players come out and watch other matches, even though it's not their team. You know, you come out and you see the attitude, and you see the court positioning, and you see the habits, and if you have a keen eye, like not very many people do, you catch those little details and use them to your advantage.
One of the benefits of World Team Tennis, you can get that on-court coaching here and make those in-set adjustments. Nally and Lindstedt point away from going up 2-1.
That was a good cross by Lindstedt. He read Puig's return very well, but Monica did a good job of keeping it close to the net. That's all you can do, you know. And sometimes it's enough, because for the volleyer to only doubt that the ball is going to clip the net could be fatal. Oh yeah, look at that serve.
Ace there for McNally to end it from Cincinnati, Ohio. Only about a 5-hour car ride or so from the Greenbrier here in West Virginia. And excited to play for Springfield. Grandmothers from there. And delivering a big game for the Lasers here. Again, if Vegas wins this final set, match is over to the Rollers. If Springfield wins it, depending upon the score, they could send it to extended play.
I'll be interested to see in the next Grand Slam if any of the teams playing mixed here get together and do it up.
Last year for the Freedoms, Fabrice Martin and Raquel Attal, who had played the previous year, ended up playing mixed together at Wimbledon.
There you go. What a guy, Fabrice Martin. He's so nice to be around and to talk to him. Speaks perfect Spanish, spotless English. I mean, the guy is the leader of that team, admittedly by his own captain, and looks in very good shape as well.
Big win for Philly today against Washington as the Freedoms moved to 3-1, among the best records so far in the young portion of this 3-week season. And Mike Bryan, sensational at the net. Right on it.
Lindstedt with the stab. Oh, that was good. Good effort by Monica getting to that ball. Robert was all over it. Just looks a lot crispier on this mix than in the men's doubles. Moving very well. Long.
Lob saving the day. Lindstedt had to work hard to keep this alive, and it paid off.
Just so great looking at Mike Bryan move at the net without the ball is captivating. Check him out next time you have a chance. He's reading the play. He's going back. He's going forward. He's going sideways. Aware where everybody is on the court, obviously. He's got all the tools.
Deciding point here. Critical fourth game in this final set.
McNally going for the winner and getting it.
Well, the 18-year-old phenom delivering the goods here for Springfield. Not intimidated by these grand players she's playing with. Springfield trying to spring back into the contest, down 2 down the stretch. Every game matters, and some key games won earlier by Springfield, allowing Lindstedt and McNally to maybe have a chance to steal this match for the Lasers. Again, down 2 in the overall, up 2 here in this final set. Again, if they were to hold and break, we'd go directly to a super tiebreaker to win this match.
Wouldn't you love that?
If they win the set but are still trailing in the overall, then we would go to extended play. They'd have the chance to reel off games to then tie the overall and then the super tiebreaker.
It's a win-win for all.
Yeah, so many opportunities here. It's what makes it great.
Exactly.
San Diego the other day in one of its matches was up 2 into the final set. Lost it 5-1, lost the match right there.
Big kicker from Robert there. Very difficult for Monica to manage that bounce. It's a very violent spin, goes towards her left and it goes up. It's just a lot of movement on that ball.
Sometimes those kickers shouldn't be fair from a guy that's 6'3", 6'4" against the 5'7" Monica Puig.
There are a couple of guys here. Taylor Fritz, Ryan Harrison, Jack Sock. I mean, they have unbelievable kick serves. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, too long.
40-15.
Right idea, but not enough execution. And game point Lindstedt McNally to close things to 1 in the match standings. Remember, at one point here, it looked like Vegas might get blown out. They were down 14-8 after 3 sets, but the big 5-3 win.
And another double by Lindstedt. That's the 4th one in between the 2 matches that I can't remember. I just don't recall him being so doubtful with his second serve. He's a sure shot, this guy. Solid.
8 right now in the match as a team for Springfield throughout the 5 sets. Just 3 doubles for Vegas.
Oh, yeah. Making sure this time with the overhead. And the difference is 1.
Robert said mine, and mine it was on the overhead as he called off McNally. Well, now it's simple. If Vegas holds, Vegas wins at least the opportunity to keep things rolling along. As far as avoiding that super tiebreaker for now, if Springfield gets the break, we'd go to that super tiebreaker right away. Again, if Vegas wins the set, they win the match now. But at least they would force, by winning this game, Springfield to go to extended play if the Lasers do win the set.
That's just a good, solid return. Monica should be ready for that one. Meet it in front. And another great return, this time by Katie McNally down the middle. off a high serve. She had to step in for that one. 2 set points now for the two-time defending champions.
Massive moments here for Springfield. Chance to send this to a super tiebreaker right now. Mike Bryant picking one back up along with Puig in Vegas's favor.
Well, that was a second serve. It's a sitter for a guy like Linkstead, and he was just licking his chops there. Missed it. Mike with the body serve, and now he will serve again to Robert. Well, let's see what happens. Talk about a big point.
Deciding point here in the game. If McNally Lindstedt win it again, we go right to a super tiebreak to decide the match. If not, Vegas will at least guarantee itself that we'll go to extended play. And that's the case. Bryan with the hold, making it 4-2 in the set. So Vegas gets a little breathing room, even if Springfield holds it out.
Wow. Mike Bryan coming up with 3 straight points, and here are the extended rules in the 5th set.
And if that trailing team wins it, it gets to push it to extended play. Try to win as many games to tie up the overall, and then we go to the super tiebreaker. Puig helping generate the first point here of this game for Vegas.
Whipping the overhead, and Lindstedt was ready.
That's picking up your partner.
Oh man, and that was a big point. We've been down love 30, and it's just very difficult to do what Robert did there. He hit it off the top of the strings, but it's very distracting to have your partner swing, make a full swing at it.
Little teenage reaction too with the hand to the face from McNally.
This time he makes sure he doesn't miss it. Good solid backhand volley by Lindstedt. And they've gone to him these 3 straight times this game. I wonder if that's by design or just pure chance. Great return by Mike Bryant. Pressure is on McNally and her serve right now. Down by 2 games.
Yet if McNally and Lindstedt hold, then in extended play, Puig would have to hold to end the match and avoid the super tiebreak.
No pressure. Just went for a little too much under the Lindstedt pressure. At the net, took over the center of the court.
Set point Springfield.
And a set point here for the Lasers.
Lindstedt worked with young Evan King last year in men's doubles in the championship affair to help the Lasers get things done.
Oh yeah, great return again. This time up the line by Mike Bryant, doing it all.
Deciding point.
Wow. He's always been a fantastic clutch returner.
And Lindstedt trying to guide 18-year-old Katie McNally to the finish line here in this set. Deciding point.
Oh, that was so close to going either way.
Lindstedt able to best Mike Bryan at the net. 5-2, Springfield takes it in mix. So we will go to extended play between these two teams. Monica Puig, if she holds, Vegas wins. If she's broken, then we go to a super tiebreaker, a 13-point affair to decide the match champion for this one.
Can you substitute in this situation? Put in another person to serve?
All the tricks are available here in this session for these coaches. It would have to be clearly a female player to replace Monica Puig. But we've seen that in certain scenarios over the years in World Team Tennis. You need a hold. You go to your bomber off the bench to bring them in and just try to gain some games. And right now, Springfield jumps up quickly.
Tensions at a high here on the court. Everybody on the edge of the seats. That's a great serve by Monica down the tee.
Remember, she struggled a little bit in that singles matchup with her serve. Couple of doubles, only won 3 of her 10 second serve points. We'll see if
under pressure is different. I like the wide serve, and you saw their Bob and Mike coaching her. She must be loving this. I would go wide now on Lindstedt. I don't know. That's just great playing. A little luck, but great playing. She hit a body serve to Robert, and then the lob to McNally's side really kept them in the point. That was a great play by Katie, and this one was really tough for Katie to get to. And a little luck for Puig there, trying to close it out. 2 points away now, 30-15, a big celebration. Let's see where she ends up going now at 30-15, and another consult with the twins. And they call in the captain for a 4th opinion.
Yeah, Geico timeout taken officially here by Tim Blenkiron. And you'll see sometimes the coaches come out, but here with Vegas, it's been the Bryan brothers pushing Monica Puig.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, it's a congregation of Olympic gold there along the baseline for Vegas.
They went tee again, but this time McNally ready. Oh, he's in. Oh, from this angle, it looked like that ball was never going to land on the court.
McNally and Lindstedt able to salvage things.
Little body English from Monica on the line. He just kept going. That's just great anticipation from Mike Bryan. And look at that footwork. Just amazing.
And now Vegas has gotten it to match point here in extended play. Springfield will take a Geico timeout. Right now, Lindstedt and McNally need to win this point and a possible deciding point to keep the match alive to send us to the super tiebreak. Puig and Mike Bryan prevail. 2018 shutting down Springfield's comeback hopes in extended play.
What a way to win it. Mike Bryan, what can I say? Taking over, talking to Monica constantly, that last point, telling her, you serve here, I stay there. What a fantastic match we've seen between Vegas and the two-time champions, Springfield Lasers.
Well, so many players doing double duty throughout these matches. As you take another look here at what turns out to be match point. The only player that didn't falter on this day and the only player without a loss on the day is Sam Querrey, who got things done in men's singles 5-1 against Mitchell Kruger. He's the guaranteed rate player of the match. What a fun session here between these two franchises.
It started one way, then it went totally the other, and then look at the way it ended with a 5-3 and a 5-2 win. But Mike Bryan really doing it up here in this last set.
So Vegas improves to 3-2. Springfield falls to 1-3. And you know what? Monica Puig getting in on the celebration action with Mike Bryan.
World Team Tennis is brought to you by Geico. Did you know that right now, Geico is offering an extra 15% credit on car, motorcycle, and RV policies? That's on top of what Geico can already save you. So what are you waiting for? Visit geico.com to learn more. By the Greenbrier Valley in West Virginia, home to scenic trails and quiet rivers, friendly mountain towns, and America's resort, the Greenbrier. And by Chosen Foods. Join them in their sun-drenched utopia and visit chosenfoods.com. The avocado celebrated.
Well, Sam Querrey, fantastic today. And the Vegas Rollers, a 2018 win over the defending champion Lasers. They now improved to 3-2, while the reigning champ down to 1-3. Glad to have you guys with us here. Post-match, we've got highlights and more coming up for you in just a moment. But Sam Querrey, the only player not to lose today, joining us. And Sam, let's first just talk about that serve in your forehand, firing on all cylinders today.
Yeah, definitely, and especially the serve. It came in big in some crucial moments. I think I hit an ace on 2 deuce points on my serve, so that's huge in World Team Tennis.
Obviously, you guys, and I guess everybody in World Team Tennis has to get off to that fast start. You come out with a huge 5-1 victory over Kruger. Tell me just how important that was, and obviously it paid dividends coming down the stretch.
Yeah, it's huge. Every game's huge in this format, and it's always easy to get fired up against the Lasers. I'm not sure what it is, but I've just disliked that team for like 10 years. Maybe it's because they've dominated in the past, but so we were all fired up to get this one done, and it kind of made it more special that we did it actually in a close fashion there at the end.
I love the hat. I love the shades. Was today's temperature a factor at all? This was probably the hottest day that we've had yet here in West Virginia.
It's not a factor because the format keeps the sets short. So, you're never going to be out there for more than a 25-minute period at a time. And so, it is hot, but I don't think it makes a difference with the players.
All right, let's talk a little bit about one of my favorite moments of the match in general. How about the chest bump from the Bryan brothers you picked up out there? We saw that.
That's hard to come by. You're only a select few can get one of those. So, it's a special thing I'll always have. There goes my partner's walking by right now. Chest bump partner.
Looking ahead at the rest of the schedule and the way you guys have sort of positioned yourself in the standings, has there been a strategy change for you guys? You really seem, especially in the last few days, to have come together and things kind of rolling. Is that a tactical move, decision-wise, in terms of how you're playing the sets and the order that you're playing, or is it just a matter of y'all bonding kind of over the time here?
We're just bonding. We're all friends. We all get along. Our coach, Tim, we kind of leave the lineup stuff up to him, and whatever he throws out there, we're okay with it. We're ready to go. No one's complaining. We're all in it together, and hopefully we can just build on this momentum. We got to come back tomorrow and play at 9 a.m., so we've got an early one. But it'd be nice to get a couple wins in a row.
All right, Sam, we'll let you get out of here, get yourself some hydration, and get yourself a little bit of a cooling off after a nice hot day and a very big win for you. Congratulations again.
Thanks.
All right. Chest bumps all over the place. Take a look at this. Sam Querrey picking one up from the Bryan brothers. Iconic. A 2018 victory for the Rollers over the Lasers. Highlights next.
The Vegas Rollers and Springfield Lasers meeting starting in doubles. And how about this? Grand Slam champions galore. The Bryan brothers against Robert Lindstedt, Jean-Julien Roger. All Bryans for a while.
Oh, yeah, this started in the heat of the afternoon, but we have 4 experienced doubles players here, Jean-Julien Roger and Robert Lindstedt, giving it the Bryans all they can. Bob and Mike had the control at the beginning, but it ended up being Roger and Lindstedt with the win.
Yeah, they won it in a tiebreak. Then women's doubles, Monica Puig, Christy Ahn for Vegas against Katie McNally, Olga Gavortseva for Springfield, and the Rollers get it going.
Yeah, Gavortseva and McNally are very good doubles players, but Ahn and Puig playing from the back took over control right in the middle of that set and ended up giving their team a 5-2 win. That was a bit of a surprise, but well-deserved.
Again, punishing Springfield on its service games here in this set. Gavortseva watching Puig and Ahn take it 5-2. Then in men's singles, Sam Querrey against Mitchell Kruger for Springfield, and Querrey had the serve dialed up.
Oh yes, Kruger had won a big match yesterday for his team to clinch it, but Sam Querrey just took control, and it ended up being the decisive result for his team because he took a big lead here, winning 5-1 over Mitchell Kruger in the middle set, in the third set. And then I think at the end, Sam was well deserving of the MVP for this match.
Ace there, one of his 5 coming on match point. Women's singles.
Monica Puig against Olga Gavortseva, and this was one that Monica Puig, coming off that big doubles win, she was playing very well. With, I thought she was going to be the one to beat, but Gavortseva and her experience took over at some point. Gavortseva using the whole court and waiting for the Puig mistakes that came at the decisive time, and it was the woman from Belarus that ended up giving her team the win in this 4th set.
5-3. The score here is Puig doubled on set point, so Springfield knew it had work to do in the last set, and it did a lot of it here. Puig and Mike Bryan against Lindstedt and Katie McNally.
Yeah, McNally and Lindstedt representing the 2-time defending champions. So Christy Ahn was scheduled to play this one. It was a last-minute change for Monica Puig. She got the vote from her partner Mike Bryan to go in and do this. It was a great match. A lot of movement at the net by the men. The women played unbelievably. They were really solid, and it went down to the wire.
So Lindstedt and McNally win the set 5-2. So that means in extended play, Monica Puig just has to hold for Vegas to hold on to avoid the super tiebreak, and that she does. Celebration with the Bryans and the rest of the Vegas Rollers. A hard-fought win for Vegas. Final count 20-18 in extended play. Vegas improves to 3-2 now in the season, and the 2-time defending champion Lasers fall to 1-3. Chosen Foods mover of the match. Saw a lot of these singles players on the go throughout.
And there you see very evenly matched moving by the men and the women. But what a match we had here today. The secret is in the details, and that's how we do it here in World Team Tennis.
And again, what a shift of momentum at times in this match, but when all is said and done, Vegas becomes the third team to generate at least 3 wins so far, nearing the quarter mark, almost the third mark of this 3-week sprint season, which each team plays 14 regular season games or matches. The overall top 4 will compete in the playoffs the first weekend in August. And now Springfield, which had a strong start last year and then struggled at the end of the regular season, still got into the playoffs and won, has to work from behind this year in the regular season. That'll do it for us. Thanks for joining us here this latest session of World Team Tennis from the Greenbrier in West Virginia. For Nico Russ and Nick Gismondi, Jason Knapp saying so long. Vegas over Springfield in extended play 2018.